I'm a PRP fanboy. It's official. Alright, welcome back. Today, we're going to go over on how I installed my brand new PRP Daily Driver Series suspension seats in my 86 Ranger Truggy. So let's get into how I had to make my own seat adapters. I'm going to show you those, and also I utilized the factory seat sliders. So we still have factory style functionality. So let's take a look, see what I built. Okay, I pulled the seats out. I'm going to show you what I came up with here. So what I have was I found a set of factory Ranger single cab split bench seat tracks. And all I did was got some angle iron here. And I welded nuts on the top side of it. And these are for the bolts for the seat track. Seat tracks, this one you can't see, I have to slide it. Anyway, the seat tracks bolt to the angle iron, and then the seats themselves, well, let me show you. So I'll show you the mounting for the PRP seats. Just a bolt will go through the front bracket on the seat, and the back one I ended up drilling a hole, kind of sinking this nut into the angle iron and then welding it front and back, kind of ground it smooth a little bit. So those will be where the bolts go through the seat here and here. So that's how they will attach to the seat. The sliding mechanisms, everything works just as it's supposed to. So really simple. Everything fits really well, bolts right to the floor, just like factory. The only thing I had to do different was, so this truck had a bench seat, so it only had a mounting hole here, and the same on the far side for the bench. So I'm drilling, I have a mounting hole here, gonna drill another mounting hole there, and I'm gonna make some plates that'll have a nut welded to it. Then I'll drill a couple little smaller holes around this, put the plate up from the back side, and then I'll go ahead and basically plug weld it. So I'll have a nice metal plate on the back side of the floor pan that will hold the nut for the seat bolt, so it isn't just right to the sheet metal. It'll have a nice reinforcing 3/16 plate on the bottom side. So do that on both sides. And you can see my Ford Explorer armrest center console. Well, there'll be more on that in the future. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take these apart and get some paint on them, get them painted up, and bolt them up for good. So let's shoot some paint. All right, there they are. A couple coats of black paint on there. Let those dry up, and then go ahead and bolt them back to the seats. So these are the plates. I just whipped up real quick some 3/16. So I'm going to weld these nuts to the back side. Then I'll go ahead and I'll bolt these up to the floor pan in the truck, and I'll drill holes through the floor pan to match these. And I'll go ahead and plug weld all this up, so these will all be part of the floor pan. Should work out pretty good. Nice strong plate instead of just that the sheet metal of the floor be the only thing holding the seats down. So that's what I came up with. So inside the truck, there's one of them welded in. There's another one all plug welded to the floor. So that should hold the seats very nicely. So now I just got to go through. I've been marking all these extra holes in the floor pan where whatever holes were drilled for whatever. I'm going to start filling all those in, and I probably got to make like a block off plate or something for that. So get some of these holes filled. seat mounting is done. I don't think I'm going to bolt them in yet because I still have need to get access to this back panel here to do my wiring for the stereo, for the lighting relays. All that's going to be on that board, so I think I'll just leave the seats out for now and leave access to that. So, okay, so now that the seats are all figured out, I'm going to jump back to a couple of videos back. I was messing with the James Duff Torque Tamer, the anti-rat bar, and I needed to have the dry shaft done, and I didn't have it at the time, so I kind of stopped where I was at that part of the project. So I now have the rear dry shaft is all done and in. So I'm jumping back also on this torque tamer, going to get this figured out. So I got the cross member up, I got that figured out where that needs to be kind of tacked together, and then I have the torque tamer bar out, and I've actually already cut it in half. So let's jump underneath the truck. We'll take a look at the cross member and what I got going on there, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so there's the dry shaft all installed. Looks real good. And there is the cross member. It's going to be for the anti-rat bar. Now, I just have it. Obviously, this is designed for an early Bronco. The frames are a little different, so I had to come up with how to mount it on my own. But anyway, I have the width set. It's tacked together. And then this part here, I had to break the welds loose. I have my center figured out where that needs to be. I use some laser levels to project a line down here. So this will probably, I got it marked roughly like right there. You can see that orange mark. That's kind of how that's going to be. But I'm not going to weld it until I have the torque tamer bar in. But I had to lengthen it because this was designed for an early Bronco, which has a much shorter wheelbase. So I took some measurements and I came up with I needed to add 18 inches to this torque tamer bar. So let me show you what I got going on with that. So there's the James Duff Torque Tamer bar. And on this end here, I had to cut that off. We're not going to be using a bushing at that end. So what I got, fortunately, some 250 wall tubing. I actually had here in the vise, you can see, I had a leftover steering link from another project. It's already got a nice heim in it. So what I'm going to do is I have a 1-inch slug here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to tap it into that tube. I got my holes. I'll go ahead and plug weld it, get a nice deep weld on that, and then do the same here. I got to drill some holes for plug welds around here. We'll get it all welded in, and then that will basically add the 18 inches that I need right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together and get some fresh paint on it and throw it in there. I did have to modify the shackles that come with the James Duff Torque Tamer. I had to go with a little bit bigger hole to match the heim and the bolt, so no big deal. We're done there. I'll make my own little misalignment spacer out of this right here. Should work great. So let's stick these two together. Okay, got the end of the anti-rat bar cleaned off. I got 4 holes in it to add some plug welds, and this end is already done. Got the slug in there, 4 plug welds. So now I'll take this one, tap it into that one, make sure it's straight, and then we'll weld it up. Okay, we got the tubes in there. Kind of use one of these backyard tricks to ensure that this tube here is straight and level. Use some aluminum angle iron, clamped it down with some worm clamps, and she is straight. Like there's literally no way it can't be straight. So we're good. So I'm going to get in here. I'm going to go ahead and plug weld it. Put a weld here on both sides, let it cool for a minute, and then after it's cool I'll go ahead and take the clamps and the angle the channel off there, and then I'll go ahead and weld the rest of it, and it shouldn't move on me then. If it moves, it won't move much. So there it is. Let's get it welded. Alright, did my first cleanup pass with the grinder. It's pretty good. Gonna go back over, just fill in all these little low spots, put some weld in them, then hit it again with the flap wheel. And once that's done and painted, you'll never know I added onto it. Hit all the low spots, now grind. And there it is. Tell you what, I got real lucky. You can kind of see my line, my tape line there. But the powder coat from James Duff and this Rust-Oleum hammered black, they look like they are the same color, just the hammered is a little more textured than the powder coat. There it is. Length in 18 inches. I'm hoping that ain't too long to add deflection to it. But I guess we'll see. We'll get her together, do some testing. But that being 250 wall tubing, man, I don't see that flexing at all. If it does, it won't be no big deal to go back later, and I can add another tube from here, bring it up to here. I can do something with it, but I'll try it as is because I think it's gonna be okay. So that part's done. Let that dry, and we'll throw it up in the truck. Okay. Anti-wrap bar is all bolted up. The bottom link, that Heim, I have it pretty much bottomed out in that bar. I need this pointing down as much as possible. You can see I have the shackle pretty much right at the last, the second U-joint on the double cardan shaft, or the double cardan joint. So there's the shackle right now. This is not welded yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get it centered up. There is where the arm needs to be. So I will go ahead and put a couple tacks on this, pull the whole cross member out. I can weld all this up, weld this in, and then right there, like I said, this cross member is adjustable. It's just a sliding tube. That's tacked right now, so I'll go ahead and burn that in permanently. Then I can clean it up, paint it, and then go ahead and bolt it right back in. And the anti-wrap bar will be done. So, as this comes from Duff, they give you a bushing, obviously, that was on the end of this tube. I just didn't like the idea of a bushing. As far as when this rear end starts articulating, this bar is going to want to twist with the axle housing itself. So I feel like that Heim joint up there, I mean, that gives way more articulation than any bushing will. So I won't have any kind of bind being introduced to the rear axle housing. It'll move as freely as the rest of the suspension will. So very happy with this setup here. So a few modifications to make it fit this truck, but it should work. So let me get this off, get this cross member all welded up, cleaned up, painted, and then we can check this off the list. All right, we got a finished James Duff Torque Tamer anti-wrap traction bar. Everything turned out great. I love the mount right to the differential. The extra bracket I added there. And cross member, shackle, modified Heim joint end, lengthened it. Like I said, we'll watch it and see if this this tube deflects at all under power. If it does, I'll go ahead and reinforce it immediately. Here, I'm gonna lay down. Oh God, I'm fat and old. So I think it'll be an easy test once this truck is up and running. I can go ahead and throw it throw it in 4 low when it's running, and I can literally, actually, yeah, now that my transfer case is twin sticked, I can put it in 2 low, just the rear axle, and we can go ahead and put it up on the brake, kind of power brake it, and see right away if this thing's going to bend at all. Like I said, it's 250 wall. I don't think it's going to move at all. I think it's going to be just fine. But anyway, there it is. She's all bolted in, painted up, done. Like it. So checking that off the list. I was going to finish this video off showing putting the whole interior back in, mounting the seats in there. You know, I showed you how I did the brackets. I'll insert some pictures here, how everything turned out, the interior shots anyway, but kind of dug into the wiring now, so seats ain't going back in for a while. Decided to jump into the wiring. It's gonna be a shit show for a while on this, but got to get going on it. I'm running out of time here, so. Anyway, that's it for this video. Just wanted to show the seats, show the interior, how that turned out, show the anti-rat bar, how that turned out. So like I said, those are 2 things off the list. Moving on. I think now it's time to the bed. I got to gut the bed, pull the tire out, pull the bed floor out because I made it removable. And then I'll have complete access to the whole chassis inside the frame rails and out, so I can do all my plumbing for the brakes, fuel lines, fuel filter, all the wiring, the back half of the chassis. So that's what we're getting into next. So anyway, if you made it this far, again, thank you for watching. Thanks for liking if you did. Thanks if you're a subscriber. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next step of the process. We're getting closer, so thanks. Bye.